BBQ Chicken Pizza. The way we're cooking it is by baking. Baking is cooking with dry heat without direct exposure to flame. First and foremost, you always want to clear your cooking area. So I'm going to remove these towels. That way, when I try to open the stove, there's no disruption. Now, you're going to want to clear the oven. You don't want to turn the oven on and find that your handles are melted off. Now, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 375. Now wait till it preheats. Before you touch any of the ingredients you're going to use, you guys want to wash your hands. Always use warm water to kill all the bacteria. Make sure it's a thorough wash. You always want to clean your cooking area. The sponge has a little bit of soap mixed with warm water to kill all the bacteria that is on the counter space. And you don't want a wet counter space because your cutting board gets lit. So then you gotta wipe it off. The food safety tips are: keep cold foods cold, never leave food out for more than an hour, and never undercook. Because if you undercook, you get diseases like E. coli, salmonella, and botulism. Now we can start our prep. Our first step is to unroll this can of crescent rolls onto our cookie sheet. In the recipe, it says to leave the sheet ungreased. Now we're going to have to bake this for 12 minutes. So we're going to have to pull it out at 750. Please bear in mind. I just washed my hands after touching the raw dough, and now we can start to cut our chicken. Another kitchen safety tip is to always cut away from yourself and keep your fingers in so you don't cause a cut and contaminate the food. I'm going to finely dice this so the chicken covers the whole pizza. Now you have to turn the oven off because our timer just went off. Don't forget, always put an oven mitt on so you don't burn your hand. Make sure the oven mitt is not wet, otherwise the heat will go right through and burn you. Now we can start the next step. While we're waiting for our croissant to cool, we're going to measure out our ingredients. The recipe calls for 1 cup of cheese. The measuring cup I'm using is 1/3 cup, so we're going to need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Now, since we don't have actual bacon strips, we're going to use crumbled bacon. I'm going to measure this out to 1/4 of a cup. Since I like bacon, I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of bacon, because who doesn't love bacon? I guess vegetarians. Now we're good to go. Now that we've prepped, we can begin to build our pizza. What you always want to do with a hot cookie sheet is always put it on a cooling rack so it doesn't burn your counter surface. I like a lot of barbecue sauce, so I'm going to put a lot. You can use the barbecue sauce of your choice. I like Sweet Baby Ray's personally. This here is a pastry brush. We're going to use it to spread out the barbecue sauce. Make sure you get a nice, thick, even coat so you have barbecue sauce in every bite. Now, we can add our chicken. Kind of just drizzle it on there. However much you like, you can put on. Now, it's time for our bacon. Don't forget to get a little something in every bite for that full flavor. Now, it's time for our cheese to hold it all together. Now it's time to put it back in the oven. Now we have to turn our oven to broil so we can melt the cheese. The recipe calls to broil it for 3 to 5 minutes. Now that our oven is preheated to broil, I gotta put my oven mitt on to make sure I don't burn myself. When you broil, the heat comes from the top of the oven, so you always want the rack to be as close as possible. We're going to broil it for 3 minutes. I timered this one off, so now I have to pull it off. We let it cool. Time to cut it.